For me, this just helps me find information rapidly, and it's all organized folder by business, other folders within that folder, notebooks. It's really awesome and a very, very easy way for me to jump around. Hey everybody, Greg Winteregg here, CEO, Matterhorn Business Development, and I am back by popular demand to do my next review of the reMarkable writing tablet. The version 2.0 upgrade has come out, and I'm going to just show you how I use it. Now, to be clear, this is not a tutorial. I'm not going to go through every feature of the 2.0 upgrade, but we are getting requests as to how I use this little beauty on a day-to-day basis. And then we're going to have another video, which we'll give you a link for, that also has the tool video and how I use these together. So, first of all, I want to talk about the Stylus. The Stylus has a tip, and there's actually friction as you're writing on the reMarkable surface, and the tip degrades. A tip will usually last me about 3 weeks. I don't know, it might be 4, but this tip is due to be changed, but I didn't change it so I can show you how simple it is. You just simply grab a hold, and with the reMarkable pad, there's a little metal device to grab a hold of the Stylus tip, but I've never needed it. And it pops out. And here's what's interesting. This one is pretty well done after about 3 or 4 weeks. You cannot tell the difference in performance of a tip that is like wasted and shot to a brand new tip. Now, I don't know exactly how they do that, but I think that's pretty remarkable. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So the tip comes out like this, and very smartly, there's a replacement in the cap. So you simply drop out the new tip, insert it in the end, and you're all good to go for another 3 or 4 weeks. So I wanted to demonstrate that to you. This is a pretty cool feature. I think I got about a dozen of these with my original, and now I've had it at least 8 or 9 months, and I haven't used them all yet. I don't even know how much the replacements cost. So I wanted to go over with the Stylus. This is pretty cool. All right, version 2.0 is an upgrade over version 1.8 as to how the home screen is laid out. It's much easier to use and much more functional. And again, this is not a tutorial. I'm not going to go into comparing the two, but it's very clear here how this works. So it's pretty cool. The folders are all laid out across the top. So here's my Matterhorn folder. I have personal activities that I need to keep track of. And then I have a non-profit called the Private Dentist Alliance, and that is its own monster. So I need to keep track of all of these activities. All you do is just touch on the folder. It pulls up that folder. Now you can see here across the top, you can add a new folder within that folder, a notebook, and quicksheets. I'll talk about quicksheets in a minute. So I have all of these notebooks now that I have within the Matterhorn folder. And let me just show you how I use this and what makes it so spiffy. So this is my staff meeting folder. Every Monday morning at 10 o'clock at Matterhorn, we have a staff meeting. And by touching this button here and hitting an overview, I can look at all of my notes from the previous staff meetings. I can swipe down and scroll up to previous staff meetings. But I hope you can see it here on the overhead camera. I use a broad stroke and I put down the date. So here's the date of January the 27th, February the 3rd, February the 10th, and here's last week, March the 2nd. And so what I do, and I'm just going to, I saved this just so I could show you in this demo. Here are the items that I want to talk about in today's staff meeting. I make those ahead as the week is going on. And I can go up here to the Stylus setting. It's set for ballpoint pen right now. I can go to the paintbrush, and I'm going to write today's date. Now, if you look, and I go back to the page overview, now if I want to scroll back and find today's staff meeting notes, it's very easy to find these bold dates, and I can immediately scroll back. With client information, I have one folder that is nothing but clients that we talk to once a month, twice a month, once a week, twice a week, whatever it might be. And they have their own notebook, And so I do the same thing. I don't need to put the client's name because I'm in that notebook. I'm just looking for the date that I spoke with them, and then I can look at all of the data that I'm getting. Now, another really cool thing, just with regards to the Stylus and how it works, I really like the highlighter function. So if there's something on this page that I want to easily be able to find, I can take the highlighter and I can, here, Joe. I want to give Joe a call, and I have to do that. So now when I go to the page overview back here, I can see at a glance this date, and there's something highlighted here. Wait a minute, did I forget to do something? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to call Joe. So for me, the highlighter function is very important, and these are critical things that I need to put on my to-do list, and that'll be coming up when I do the next video on how I take the tool system and integrate it with the reMarkable system. So for me, this just helps me find information rapidly, and it's all organized folder by business, other folders within that folder, notebooks. It's really awesome and a very, very easy way for me to jump around. Now, let's say, just to give you an idea of how this functions for me, let's say that I just made a call with regards to Matterhorn, and I just got an email for somebody on a project with a nonprofit. So I push this button, I push it twice, it gives me my folders across the top. I can go to the nonprofit page, and I have a folder here for communication for the nonprofit, and I can just quickly go and scroll to the last page and jump in and make notes on this email. Maybe I get a phone call. So I find this priceless because I'm really able to keep track of email communication, to-dos that I'm responsible for, and I also record every phone call. Even if I'm in the car and I get to my destination, I grab this little baby and I just quickly punch in, who did I talk to? What was I supposed to do? What was the conversation about? So this helps me keep all of my activities and thoughts organized. Okay, here's another feature that I think is awesome. So you can upload PDF files onto the reMarkable pad. So I have a particular piece of promotion that I've been working on for the nonprofit, and I have the PDF file here loaded onto the pad. And let's say that this does not look exactly the way that I want it to look, and I need to make some edits. So now I can come up here and I can get a broad stroke with my ballpoint pen. I can make it very thick, and now I can mark this up. So let's say I don't want this picture and the logo up here. I want to reverse it and send it down here. And then I want to take all of this other information and I want to move it up there. And my designer is amazing. She completely understands if I take this, what I just did on here, she knows exactly what I want. And so what I can do then is, this is the share button. I can take this file, I can send an email to her. So I'm going to send the edit that I just did to my designer. Now, in this particular case, she'd be very confused if I sent this to her. So I'm just going to send it to myself. But recently used emails are up here. I'm going to send it to my email at the nonprofit. I can hit this and I can add a message. If I want to change the name of the file, I can put flyer edit in here. So I can send it as 3 different types of files. I always just send it back as a PDF. So I have all this ready to go. I'm ready to send her my edits. I hit send. It's gone. So I think this is pretty amazing. This really, really makes my life so much easier. I want to show you something else that I've done here where I need a landing page for the nonprofit. And what I was able to do is I had some thoughts in my head, and I'm definitely not an artist, but I was able to sketch out this landing page, and this particular screen is how I want this to look. And I send this off to my web designer. So I sketch it out. I go down here. I hit send by email. I go through all the same exercise that I just showed you, and I'm able to shoot this off. So for me, this is pretty priceless, where I can just quickly get these types of things done. And then the edit, the email, the PDF file, it goes right out. Now, it will not download a Word document. It has to be saved as a PDF, and then you can make your edits. Okay, in the same vein, I can do the same thing with a client. So at Matterhorn, we are certified Profit First professionals. Profit First is a book that was written by Mike Michalowicz, and it has a profit assessment form. So what I have done is I have uploaded the standard form onto my reMarkable. Now, when I'm sitting down with a client, I can go ahead and just gather some basic numbers. So I go up here now, and I want to be sure that it's on the ballpoint setting. I want to be sure that it's on the medium setting, not thick or thin. So I have the width of the pen that I want, and we can write in the client's top line revenue. Let's say last year it was 600,000. Their materials and subs were 200,000, which gives us real revenue, spendable money of 400,000. And then I can just click off how much profit they had, et cetera, based on their profit and loss that they've just given me. And we can now do just a real quick profit assessment. I can fill all of this in, and these are their numbers now. And again, I just click on the share button, and I can send it. I tap in their email address, and I can send them a customized form. So I copy myself, so I have it for them. And then I go back, and there's an erase feature that is really awesome, where you can just use this as an eraser like this. There's another erase feature where you can erase the selection. What that means is I can circle a whole bunch of numbers, and they disappear. So I make my edits. I email that to the client. I email a copy to myself so I have a record of it. And now I just get rid of all that work because it's been saved and emailed, and I've got my blank form again for the next evaluation. I think this is pretty amazing. Another really awesome feature that was on version 1.8 but has been upgraded on version 2.0 is the quicksheets. So I'm on the phone, and I need to jot down a note, and somewhere in all of these folders and notebooks is this person's data, but I don't have time. So I tap on the quick sheet button. It gives me a blank piece of paper. I can jot down all of my notes, stop the shipment. I'm in a hurry. Might even pull over to the side of the road, grab this real quickly. All right, so, and I have the name. I put up here the date, all the pertinent data, all right? But it's in the wrong place. It's in just it's like a sticky note almost. All right, now here's what's really cool is I can send this to the proper folder. It's really cool. I come down here, I hit the page overview, and this just gives me all my quick sheets. I hold my finger like this, and it highlights. Now, up here, I can make a duplicate of that. Here's what I want. I want to move this sheet of paper out of quick sheets into another folder. Now, I can make a duplicate and send the duplicate to the other folder and leave that one here, which is another cool feature. But let's take a look. So I want to move it. So it asks me, move out. Where do I want to move it out to? All right. I want to send it to a Matterhorn folder, and I'm going to send it there. And so now I just click on move here. And now it's in the proper place. This was so awful to not have this available on previous versions, because I would have to stop and take the time to find the folder, find the notebook, and make all the notes. Whereas like now I can just jot something down real quickly, make a quick sheet, shoot it over. If I have a note that needs to be in two different folders, I can make a duplicate, and I can move the duplicate over to this other one. And you can even move sheets within the same folder. You can make copies within the same folder, within the same notebook. So for me, I like to keep things pretty much in date order. And you can see the way that I use that paintbrush stroke. It gives me the bold name of the person or the date and such. So that has been priceless. So overall, this is how I'm using version 2.0. It's a huge upgrade from 1.8 with regards to what I can email, how I can make these edits, and mainly how I can move all of my sheets of paper around from one folder project to the next. So again, I love my reMarkable. Some people say it's too expensive. Quite honestly, it's priceless for me. It keeps all my different activities organized. It's all right here in one place. So 2 thumbs up for reMarkable 2.0. I hope this has been helpful.